Oh yeah.
I gave up half of the family in the suburbs and the cats were married up in high school and that so it's like this Clyde, Marion Robert Morrison, and that right here is a pair of that's where you got a big from. He's a big strong boy. He doesn't like to sit down. So we walked out of the firehouse, all the firefighters to the dog thing with
They wanted me to, no, like this. My mom had it and she gave it to me.
yeah.
Now they can see, but on the set.
So, May 26, 1907, Marion Robert Morrison was born in this very home. And being born in a house in 1907, not that big of a deal, happens all the time, but that right back there is actually the doctor that helps deliver him. And being a female doctor in 1907 is a pretty big deal. So, the Morrisons only lived in this house for about 2.5 years before they packed up and moved out. When they moved out, they took just about everything with them, so the museum came in and helped properly furnish and put wallpaper up to make it feel more like an authentic 1880s home. There are still a couple things original to the house though, including that front door right there, the stained glass windows, the trim around each door and window frame, and even this floor maybe John Wayne took his very first steps on. So if you almost follow me here, I'll tell you a little more. So, the Morrisons always moved around a lot, and one of the places they moved to was Earlham, Iowa. It's about 15 minutes north of here, still in Madison County, and Clyde, Marion's father, was a pharmacist, so of course he decided to buy a pharmacy out there. Excuse us. You're right. So here's some pictures of the pharmacy over there. And there was 2 other major things happened when they moved to Earlham. The first one is his little brother, Robert Emmett Morrison, was born. There's some pictures done back there. And then the second major thing that happened is that his father, Clyde, ended up developing respiratory issues. And the only solution for that back then was move west to a nice warm, dry climate. So that's exactly what they did. Clyde packed up the family and Marion had to leave when he was about 7 years old. That's him right over there. And they ended up moving to the desert of Lancaster, Palmdale, California. And because it was a desert and it was warm and dry out there, Clyde's breathing got a lot better, but then he decided that he wanted to become a farmer. Farming doesn't quite work in the desert, and so after a couple of years of failed crops, Clyde gave up, packed up the family, and moved on to Glendale, California, which is the suburbs of LA, and that's where Marion grew up, went to high school, and that's where his career took off. So this right here is Clyde, Mary, Robert, Marion, and that right there is their Airedale Terrier named Duke. And that's where he got his name from. He's a big, strong boy who really never liked to say his name because he felt it was more feminine, and he always had his little companion dog right next to him. And so when he walked past the fire station, all the firefighters knew the dog's name but never his. And so they started calling them Big and Little Duke, and the name was stuck from there. So that's it for the tour. There's a couple more fun facts right here in that poster, and a cool fun fact on the poster of the bedroom.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Whole family was whole house.